We got to talk about more censorship from the left against the right. In this particular case, it's Facebook that is the culprit. I did a video earlier today about censorship from Twitter against the right, or maybe people that could be on the right as it relates to the NPC meme, and I'll place a link to that in the description box. But this case here is much more egregious. You're talking about a disabled veteran. Obviously, you see the picture right here, and you see the headline right over my right-hand shoulder. It says, Facebook deletes disabled veterans page without warning after taking $300,000 for ads. 300,000 US dollars in ads, over $250,000 this man put into his business that operated on Facebook. And then they deleted his page. It's really crazy. You're talking about a guy just trying to support his wife and his kids, a disabled veteran. You rob him, then take away his business. It's really crazy. But let's get into the article to see what it says. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see the text a little bit better. And the article reads, Facebook blacklisted the conservative news page run by disabled Air Force veteran Brian Kolfage with no warning or explanation after he reportedly spent more than $300,000 on Facebook advertising. And the thing about Facebook, you have to put money into it like that, because if you don't, people won't really be able to see your stuff. It gets obfuscated by others who have spent money, and also, in my opinion, from an intentional algorithm that promotes Facebook getting you to monetize your stuff so people will be able to see it. Because my man here was talking about it in the article I read before, saying that it became harder and harder for him to reach people. Now, I don't know if that's because there are more pages on Facebook that advertise, or if it's because Facebook did that intentionally to get him to spend more money. But let's keep going. On his new website, which aims to put an end to social media censorship, Air Force veteran and triple amputee Brian Kolfage explains who he is and the challenges he's facing, stating, "I'm a veteran of the U.S. Air Force. I was severely wounded in combat on 9/11/2004 while serving in Iraq. I lost both of my legs entirely and my right hand. I'm the most severely wounded U.S. airman to survive." And you see him right here in this picture. That's pretty serious. Kolfage continued, "I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm an American with deep beliefs in what our country stands for. I proved this by vowing to protect and fighting for America's greatest tenet, free speech. Many Americans have fought for these political freedoms, freedom of speech, and every American has enjoyed these freedoms until today." October 11th, 2018, Facebook shut down thousands of Facebook accounts for their political opinions, stating that they don't have a, quote, legitimate political argument. What does that even mean? Stop social media censorship now. Now, let's get back to that statement. What does that really mean? They don't have a legitimate political argument. What constitutes a legitimate political argument? Isn't that a matter of opinion? Who is Facebook to say what's legitimate and what's illegitimate? I mean, people are going to put their opinions out there, and it's up to whoever is reading it to state whether it's legitimate or not. Now, if you said something about it being non-factual, or them posting consistently false things that can be proven false, that's different. But a legitimate political argument, what does that really mean? I don't know. I don't think it really has any meaning other than it's used as a code word to delist pages that are not in line with Facebook's political points of view. People have quit Facebook because of this particular ideology, the mob mentality that goes against anything that's not liberal. And I'll place a link to a specific article where an ex-Facebooker spoke out against that. And shout out to my man, Jermaine Bozzio. He got his pages delisted. I'm not sure if they restored them or what, but he's a conservative guy. They delisted him for a similar reason. Diamond and Silk have been going back and forth. They had to go to Capitol Hill to get this thing kind of resolved. Facebook apologized, and they're talking about, well, it was a mistake. It's BS. They're just so concerned about the public looking at them and the way that they don't like that they respond only to public pressure when it gets to a high level. But let's see what this article says. Kolfage was the administrator of a number of Facebook pages, notably the pages Right Wing News and Military Grade Coffee. both of which were deleted recently as Facebook attempts to crack down on what it considers misinformation on the platform. Right Wing News had more than 3 million followers at the time of its blacklisting by Facebook. Now, Military Grade Coffee only has the coffee products on there. There's no politics, there's no news, it's just coffee. So why would that particular page get deleted? Is it because they're trying to punish the guy, Mr. Kofich, for having the other account? You see, they take their rules and apply them however kind of way they want. There's no real standard upon which you can anchor a thing. It's arbitrary. They delete stuff whenever they want for whatever the reason is. And then they'll refer back to their very vague rules, which can be applied to anything, but they aren't. They only apply to things that they want to see eliminated from the platform. But let's keep going. In another Facebook post, Kofich stated, Facebook lied. They shut down my page because it was conservative, powerful, and the elections are in 2 weeks. I've given limbs. I've stared death in the face firsthand. I've seen my legs blown to pieces and lost friends. Losing my limbs meant comparatively little to me because I gave it fighting for what I believed in. I believed America was the greatest country because we had freedom, and I've seen what oppression looks like. My sacrifices are nothing compared to what previous generations made in World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Very well stated. Kofich stated that he has invested a large amount of money into Facebook's advertising system, and his pages are one of the key ways that he earns money to support his family. My income as a father and husband is threatened. See, that's one thing people don't understand. You can make a lot of money on social media platforms, and Facebook, they understand that, they know it, and they don't want people that have conservative leaning points of view to have success that way. They're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to influence the election in their own way, and this is pretty obvious. Facebook is maliciously attacking my way of life because of my beliefs, and they don't care. The New York Times even stated that Facebook made this calculated move to silence the thousands of voices and millions of forwarded messages because of the upcoming midterm elections. But Kofich has no plans to quietly allow Facebook to delete the pages and work he has invested thousands of hours into. If I have to roll into their headquarters and sit there with people in the media, I will, said Kofich. I will be there exposing everything they've done to me and my family and our employees. We're going to take legal action, and if we don't get our pages back, it's just going to turn into a sloppy mess for them. I think they've underestimated what they're dealing with, attacking me, attacking conservatives in general right before the elections. Never once did Facebook come to us and say there was any issue with right-wing news or our other pages. Never, but they sure love taking our money. Now, let's sum this up here. They took $300,000 from this man in total in Facebook ads. He had 3.5 million followers on the page, verified, blue check, and they deleted his pages. See, some would come to me and say, hey, ABL, isn't this cause for trying to get some type of legislation in here, some kind of internet bill of rights? I don't think the government should really be involved with this as far as dictating to Facebook who they can support and who they should not support. But at the same time, you can't engage in what I would consider to be fraud. If you took this man's money and he has been doing everything right, there's no type of abuse or anything like that, then the money needs to go back. You can't just do whatever you want to do. It's a prime example. If you contract someone to build a house for you, you give them over a period of time $300,000, and then at the very last minute they pull the contract and say, I don't want to do it, and they don't give you your money back, and you have no house. You can't do that. So I think there can be some legal action taken as far as it relates to the monies that have exchanged hands, and they deleted his pages. And I think at this point, we all know what's going on with Facebook. I stopped using Facebook as far as a content producing platform for quite a while now. I mean, I may post memes and stuff on there, but I don't post any of my videos or anything like that. Nothing from my particular business, because I know what they do. They suppress your stuff. If you post YouTube videos, they suppress that. If there's anything that they consider to be quote unquote far right, they suppress that. Like, they may not delete it, but they don't allow people to see it. So I'm just like, I might as well go over to YouTube. They're not nearly as bad as Facebook. Facebook, out of all the major platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook is the absolute worst when it comes to censorship of people that are conservative. They'll outright delete your page. And what was said in this article is correct. They're doing this right now to prepare for the midterm elections because they know that they don't really have a chance outside of doing dirty tricks like this. That's all they can do to try and have their side get an upper hand on the whole situation. But like I said, it's really egregious to do this to this man, a disabled veteran, lost 3 limbs, 2 legs, and 1 arm in the Air Force overseas. It's really crazy. He has a family to support. He's put $250,000 into the platform. This is an obvious example of censorship by the left against the right. So what do you think? Do you think that this is what I said? It's censorship. What do you think should be done? Should the government step in and tell Facebook, okay, you can't do this, you can't do that, as far as accepting people into the actual platform? How about the legal action that can be taken as far as the money that he has given Facebook? Over $250,000, then your pages just go away instantly. Should there be a legal penalty for doing that? Could it be considered fraud or anything else? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments.